What's going on, guys? My name is Jukes, and welcome to the first episode in the Notts County career mode here on FIFA 16. I know I'm a little bit late to the party with starting the career modes, but I wanted just to get settled into career mode, have a few on my own before I started a massive road to glory like this one. The reason I'm using Notts County, I don't really have any investments or kind of emotions attached to any of the League, NPAL League 2 or Football League 2 teams, but I figured, well, why not? We'll just try Notts County. Have a good amount of money and their star rating's alright, and they have a few good young players, so I figured I might as well give them a go. Now, I set up Champions League just may as well, just so it's happening still, and we'll be playing on World Class. I might be able to push that up to Legendary eventually when I get used to this game. I'm still not the best at this game, that's for sure. You can see me entering all my information here. I'm like failing a little bit with what I'm doing. I don't even know. I'm like trying to put in just an underscore as my first name, and it wouldn't let me at first. I'm like, sweet, got it in the end. And then we'll set up that last name as Jukes. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this career mode. I love these like Road to Glory kind of career modes. They're my favorite kind of career mode to do. I've said career mode a lot. They're definitely my favorite type to do. Probably followed just behind by like a little bit of lower tier teams within like the top divisions of the nation. But anyway, straight into the friendly tournament. I picked this one just because it's 100,000 more than the other one. I figure why not just take a little bit of extra money. I won't be playing the friendlies just because I can't really be bothered most of the time. I'll just simulate them. It does, like, most of the time you win them anyway, but you may as well. This thing here, the scout has been dispatched. I didn't, as you see, I haven't redeemed it, like the Scout Future Star in this career mode. I don't know if I like, accidentally did two in another one or if I did one when I already shouldn't have, and anyway. So our scout will probably come back in a few weeks with a Scout Future Star. We can add him in or not. Like, I didn't, I'm not going to be doing a financial takeover or anything, obviously, but we can add him in if we want, just to give us a little bit extra money. But, a little bit of a beast for the future. Just kind of build the team around. It'd be kind of cool, but we'll see how it goes. This is the team that I kind of built at the time. It has a lot of young players. I'm just playing like the 4-1-2-1-2, like the thin one, like through the midfield. Just because I don't have many wide players. If I bring in a left mid, yeah, sure, I can push those centre mids out wide. But here you can see the squad report, just to see like how many players we have in each position and their kind of age. And like overall, so we have quite a few young players. You can see all of our right backs are under 24 there, and all right overall is just about like breaking first team, all of them. So we have quite a lot of young players throughout the team. See Blair Adams there, he's out on loan, but he's only 23, so again quite nice. But we do have a few older players. So he's on loan at Mansfield there. So yeah, you do have a few older players here, like 32 and 34 years old, which we'll try to be selling before they decide to retire. But it's kind of annoying because a lot of these older players at this club, whenever you try to sell them, you can't because it says something like that they like recently joined the squad or the club. So it's kind of frustrating because I don't really believe that they would have just joined the club in real life. They just, for some reason on FIFA, it says they've just joined the club. So it's a little bit frustrating, but it's not that bad. We'll see what we can do. So our transfer budget isn't the best. We have like 2.2 million and 20,000 for wage budget, which is quite a lot because most of the players we'll be bringing in will have less than 10,000 wage. So that's pretty much just two $1 million players. I am working in dollars just because it's what I'm used to since I first started career mode. Because I am Australian, we work on Australian dollars here, obviously. So I'm used to the dollar amounts. So like when I have such a certain amount left in my budget, I know usually if I'd be able to get another player or not. Here we are. I just swapped Barmy to the left and De Silva up top, just so we can, if we bring in a left midfielder, he'd just take Barmy's spot on the left. But even though we have tons and tons of strikers in this team, I feel as though I could bring in another striker because like none of them are kind of great. Like Spencer there is 61 overall and 23, but at 23, you probably won't be growing a lot more, so you won't really ever be a first team player, which is kind of disappointing, but you know, it's just how it goes. So here you can see me trying to sell on all the deadwood, all the old players, but most of them have just recently joined the club, so we can't transfer list them, which is kind of frustrating because it's pretty much like $1 million, $1.5 million even dollars that are just sitting there being wasted in old players that I probably won't be playing because when I'm playing them, it's just using up a position in the starting 11 that I could be playing someone younger who's going to develop better. So I usually would play the younger people over the older people in pretty much every situation, except for when it comes to like fitness or injuries or suspensions and stuff like that. And then, as well as just players that I'm listing up for sale that were old, I've also started listing up a few players for short loans or 1 year loans, just because they're not quite in first 11 form or overalls yet. So I figure I may as well send them out on loan. Even if they never make it to first 11 team, they might be worth a little bit more when I do decide to sell them. And then after that, I decided to set up the global transfer network. I always like to search for promising and first team quality, because if you just search for promising, you get tons of people who are around 17, 18, but they're only 40 or 50. And they might develop eventually to get to maybe 70 or something. But if they're already first team quality, normally they're at least 60, maybe closer to 65, some of them. So if they're around 60, 65 and only 17, most players around that will have an alright potential of somewhere near 70 to high 70s, sometimes even 80 if you're lucky. So that's what I always search for. I am searching for a goalkeeper as well, because without doubt we need a goalkeeper. We have a 37-year-old who will probably retire in a year or two, and then we have a 28-year-old who still isn't that great. So a young, good goalkeeper would be very, very good to pick up. I accidentally set this one up. I was trying to just do any position, but then I realized that the first one I did is the exact same as this, just with a little bit of change in age. So I'm like, all right, we'll delete this one and add a new one. And on this one, I go to search for a left midfielder, because, as I said, we have a lot of cams, and I can play it. Well, not a lot, but we have a few cams, and I can play probably one of them on the left. However, I'd much prefer to have a default left midfielder, and then just have a few cams I can search around. Having said that, I do go in and look for Manu Garcia there, just start scouting him, see what's happening. And this guy here as well, El Badouzi, but he's just recently joined the club, and Mason Elliott as well. He's a great goalkeeper. And then in terms of the striker, I said I did want to go for a young striker. Solanke, he's only 17, he's English, and he's from Vitesse. But hopefully we can bring all of them in, because they're very good young players, all of them. And then I got a scout report, and he said he was scouting in Poland. So I quickly went in to change all these around, so they're looking in the right countries and leagues for the players that I want. But that will bring the first episode to a close after this. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's just setting up the squad and showing you the team and stuff, and setting up the scouts in the first episode. In the second episode, we'll get into the friendly tournament. We'll get into some signings, but on the note of signings, if you do want to leave some comments below, that'd be pretty awesome, about what players you think I should sign. It's going to be a massive road, so I don't have tons of money at the moment, so probably only 1-2 signings overall at this stage. That's all we'll be able to do. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. My name is Jukes, and I will catch you all next time.